here. And one of the ways by which the government can acquire property from private individuals is through compulsory acquisition. And we are also aware of the process of compulsory acquisition. That number one, either the cabinet secretary or the CEC at the county level shall write to the National Land Commission requesting for the compulsory acquisition of the said parcels of land. If the commission agrees, the National Land Commission agrees to the compulsory acquisition, then they shall communicate, they shall do the mapping of the properties, they shall collect details of the residents, and they shall also contact the registrar who shall restrict any transaction on that same parcel of land. Thereafter, they shall move on and give a reasonable, they will give a proper reason on why the acquisition should be compulsorily done. Then after that, there will be compensation. But in our case, we are experiencing a very different situation. In addition to compulsory acquisition, there's also the process of conversion of private property into public property, public land, should the government want to do so. And all these processes must involve proper notice that shall be given. Should also involve the process of compensating the owners of these properties. We have residents here who have private properties, and the government wants to evict them, to move them. There are schools in those properties, there are health facilities in those properties. People have sentimental attachment to those properties because these people have stayed there for over 2 decades, over 20 years. And if people have stayed there for over 20 years, there was through the principle of legitimate expectation, the doctrine of legitimate expectation, these people have been paying land rates, they've been paying the land rent, they've been paying the premiums. These people have gone to government offices who have approved even connection of electricity. This shows clearly that these people are the true owners of this property. There's a very common case called the mutable case that was decided by the Supreme Court of Kenya. And they said clearly that was a case that involved adverse possession. And even in that case, a notice was given for 7 days, and the Supreme Court said that you cannot treat people in an inhumane way, without dignity, without respect, without love. And they wanted to evict these people within a period of 7 days. The Supreme Court objected to that. In addition to that, the Supreme Court ordered for compensation of the people who occupied the said parcels of land. And borrowing a leaf from the mutable case, our case is so straightforward. That was a government property, public land. Although the owners had stayed there for over 19 years, adversely, they ought to have been the real owners of the property through adverse possession. So we want to warn the government of these games that they are playing with the lives of Kenyans. These Kenyans have worked so hard. These Kenyans wake up very early in the morning on a daily basis just to look for the next meal, just to look for the next school fee. These Kenyans are struggling. But the same Kenyans that you need to protect their inherent interests, you pursue them, you frustrate them, you want to take the little that they have. And as a government, it's quite shameful. The county government of Nairobi, we know that you fail. Do not include these innocent Nairobians in your failing strategy. We will not allow you to take land that privately belongs to these individuals. I want to thank you very much, and I want to tell these residents that we have a court order blocking, restricting any government official, any police officer, any kanjo person, any person from the county, any person from the national government, from stepping on your parcel of land. Whatever you do with that information is up to you. From stepping, which means if there is a step, that amount to trespass. And you know how you should deal with people who are trespassing on your parcels of land. Mnanisikia vizuri? Court order is saying they should not. So police officers who will be used, misused and abused, msijaribu kukanyaga shamba la hawa wana Nairobi. Sisi tuko hapa to protect hawa watu wetu wa Nairobi. Nataka niwashukuru, tunarudi hapa kotini on the 28th day of April. Nataka mshinde hii kesi ili muishi kwa amani. I want to take this opportunity to introduce a few of the advocates.
Addressed you extensively on the legal matters before the court and the correct position of the law and practice. What I want to add for the people of Kenya to know, and the Nairobians who are gathered here, that we have a new constitution. Before 2010, we were tenants of the crown. We were tenants of the state, all of us as Kenyans. But the 2010 constitution vests the radical title of this country into each one of us. We collectively own our soils. We collectively own our land. It is unfortunate that the government of Nairobi County and the government of Kenya have signed a collaboration that is meant to stifle our rights, that is meant to persecute the Nairobians in terms of what is going on. So go to your homes knowing that the land you stay on by dint of the constitution radically belongs to you, and you have that radical title as the sovereign people. And in the presence and the existence of the court order that the Honorable Babu Owino has spoken about, no one has power, either by himself or through his surrogates, appointed or hired, to remove you from where you stay. The very first article of our constitution is that all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. There is a reason that comes as the first article of the constitution. Even the lazy and the indolent, like Governor Sakaja, can open the constitution and see the first article if they don't proceed reading the rest of the articles. And he therefore should know that all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya, and people we have delegated, including the government and state agencies, including the police, cannot abuse such power. Go and protect that court order. The work of the lawyers like Babu Owino and ourselves here is to obtain the court order that allows you to stay on that land. How to enforce it? The Constitution has given you through Article 1.